Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm going to be describing a time in my life where fear and prejudice left me closed-minded and ultimately made me feel like an other. So my dad works in the Foreign Service, and growing up I spent most of my time in Southeast Asia, specifically the Philippines and Malaysia. Because of this, I went to international schools where the main language spoken was English and other Americans went there, but I never felt like I truly belonged in the country that I lived in. So one instance in particular was when me and 20 other students traveled to Cambodia on a school field trip, and we were going to stay in a local Cambodian village. And so as soon as we arrived, even before we arrived and when we arrived, I had this huge fear that I wouldn't be welcomed by the community because I was a white American privileged girl that had the opportunity to go back home to the U.S. And I feared that an action or something I said wouldn't be seen as a cultural norm there, and that would reflect badly on who I was. And I feared the living situation of living in a hut with stilts and living with dirt roads and no running water. And so I was truly scared going into this situation. And so upon arriving there, me and two other girls were shown our host family and where she lived, and she showed us around. And there was only one bedroom in the house with about a queen-size mattress in the corner. And there were fresh sheets on there, and the woman told us that that's where the three of us would sleep. And I looked around and saw that there were no other beds or rooms in the house, and so I asked her in simple English where her and her family were going to sleep. And so she took me and the other girls downstairs under the house, because it had been on stilts, where there were blankets and pillows, and she said that that's where her and her family would sleep. And I was just completely blown away by this act of hospitality, and that they had given up, literally, they had given up their home so that we could be there. And I felt so welcomed, and I couldn't believe it, and I was just, all the fears that I had about going in there and all the prejudice and all the preconceived notions that I wouldn't be welcomed and that this village would make me feel like another were just completely erased, because we were staying in their home, and it was just an amazing feeling. And Cambodia is one of my favorite countries in Southeast Asia, and I definitely think that this experience has been a part of that.